But honestly, the truth is, I'm so excited that we could laugh, enjoy, have a great time with this discussion because it's not an easy discussion. It's not something that everyone chooses to do, which is why he is choosing it for us, because he knows that we need to be honest with ourselves. He knows what's in us and attaching itself to us that he wants out of us. And so, like when we gave the example, we can begin to eat and then we know we're full, but yet we're there and we're just still feeding ourselves. We're still eating and we don't even know why. Right there is letting you and I know we're feeding something else. See? Something else is being fed. Right there. Right there. And so this is where he want to break the bands of wickedness. And that's why it's necessary to be honest with ourselves. That's why I'm glad we could laugh and have a good time, just make it more comfortable to discuss and talk about, because you need to know that you're not alone in what you're going through and what you're experiencing, and to help one another. That's why we're here, to discuss and talk and share and help one another, because we can do all things through Christ who strengthens us. When I gave my example, being transparent, I can't even eat the same way I once did, with certain foods. Now we get on desserts. We talk all day about the topic of desserts now, when we said we could eat a whole pie and so on and so forth. But when God delivers you, you can't even eat the same. There's people who I've talked to and their health has improved tremendously, in terms of sugar, and the truth about them being a diabetic and not even craving, as they once did, sugar and, the appetite for sugar. These are just examples, and so there's testimonies of good health, there's testimonies. And so I'm praying that these testimonies encourage us to keep going, to allow God to free us, because whom the Son set free is truly free indeed. And so it starts with being honest. That's why I love the laughs. I love the laughs and the honesty and, just being real. These are things that we once did, and some of us can still do if we're not careful. It's better to be honest with yourself. That way you can give an honest testimony